Hey guys, it's Brendan the Paleo Dude, and welcome back to another Jurassic World figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus. I picked this guy up at Target in California for about $34, which it was relatively expensive in Canadian, but well worth the figure. I've been highly anticipating it, and I was actually not expecting to get it. It seems to not be on too many shelves at the moment, but I mean, a lot of people have pre-ordered it and received the figure. But just seeing it on the shelf was quite incredible. So of course I couldn't pass up the opportunity to buy it, and you can see it's already out of package because there was no way I was waiting to review it during vacation. So I popped it out of the box, and man oh man, the details are insane on this guy. You can see the scales on the head have all different sizes, a lot of large ones here in the back, highlighting the ridges and stuff. I love the eye sags, those the eye bags. I mean, they are sagging, but they look fantastic. You can see the pupil there kind of moves when you move the angle of the figure, so that's really neat. And the horns on the top of the head are quite pronounced in terms of like detailing and whatnot. You can also see they do have that kind of keratin like texture on them, but it came with the tips of the horns kind of worn. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but nonetheless it kind of leaves the worry out from them getting scuffed. And what's really nice is these lighter patches of orange going down the rest of the body, mainly just on the snout. A lot of this kind of yellowy patch on the back is more of like a lighting trick. You can see the darker end where the bottom of the animal is more of a spray effect and shadow effect. So if I like rotate it, you can see now, ooh, this is orange, but when I move it back, it's like darker red. So I'm sure there's more to the paint job than that, because like kind of looks like red there, but I think that's just the spray kind of lighter in some areas, overlapping the orange, creating that color effect. But nonetheless, it looks fantastic because of that. Makes it look more realistic in terms of the paint and coloration. But another cool feature is the head articulation has this kind of like open area here and here where you can have it look completely up like that, maybe at a larger dinosaur. But you can also have the neck go all the way down like it's about to ram something or eat something small, like a person. Put woo there. And this guy is an absolute beast. Massive figure. Was not expecting it to be this big, but it is absolutely phenomenal. It is around the same length as the Dominion Allosaurus, I think. Where did I put that guy? Right here. So let's see. Yeah. So these guys are about the same length. Oh shoot, you guys can't really see that too well. I've got the video camera on a tripod. There you go. So you can see they're around the same length, and even same height too at the hips and the head. Obviously you can pose them to be taller or whatever, but they look fantastic together. The Allosaurus's head looks a little big in comparison to the Carnotaurus's head. But I think once we get a Hammond Collection Allosaurus, they might make the head a tad bit smaller. I don't know. But yeah, they look great, except for, of course, the Dominion Allosaurus doesn't have as good paint as the Carnotaurus. The arms are very chubby, very thick arms. Let's say in comparison to the battle damage Carnotaurus that we got, you can see they are very tiny, very thin, kind of end in a point. They also, of course, look weird. They've got like that sleeve effect going on, but you can see in the Hammond Carno, it has an actual elbow, which is fantastic. This guy does not seem to have any elbow at all and has very morbidly scary baby hands with a thumb, whereas this guy has these like little pudgy dragon-like arms and hands, which is pretty cute. They're very pudgy, like the this guy that just came out. I'm not going to pronounce his name, but here's a comparison of them. Very short in comparison. Already said in comparison, whatever. It is short, in fact, very short. But they look nice together in terms of detail. Like, they really put a lot of work into the sculpt on this guy's head, but the arms on both of them are quite chubby. So now let's see the original Carnotaurus next to it, which is also smaller at the head. Let me just, there we go. Head height, if I just fix this a little bit, there we go. Taller at the hips too, and of course longer. So if we put these guys tail to tail, you can see it's definitely a head longer than the original Carno. The feet, of course, are less pointy. They're actually very small in comparison to the electronic Carno sculpt. They are small, but also they're not pointy. For some reason, the Carnotaurus feet on all the figures are very long, and these ones don't have that length, which is good. It looks better that way, actually. I really like that. Very built calf there, too. You can see from a front view, it is a wider head than the original Carno. And I think maybe the same width as the electronic Carno. Let's see. Yeah, just about. But less pointy, less narrow. It's a lot bulkier, a lot fatter. And the colors, of course, are similar to the original Carno with that dark red and the splotches all over the place. And even the coloration going down the tail a bit. Some of the later Carnos, like that electronic one, did not have the coloration on the tail. And of course the arms aren't white. The original Carno arms are white. The entire bottom jaw also is white. But I'm glad that they did do that white spray down past the legs a bit. It's not on the tail though, but it goes all the way down to the bottom jaw. The inside of the mouth is very well detailed, and the teeth are rubber, just like the Rex figure and a lot of others. Is the Rex figure rubber? Just the bottom jaw? I think more recent figures, they started doing the rubber teeth for the Hammond collection, which I appreciate because, again, you're not going to be worried about scuffing, and they can make the teeth sharper because it's not a part of the mold and not like hard plastic, so people can't get hurt on it, I guess. The tail has these 2 points of articulation, which is really nice. You can get more dynamic poses with it. And then obviously the tail is rubber too, with a little wire in it, so you can bend it around. You can have lots of really cool stances with this guy. The legs, of course, are also fully articulated. You can have it roaring upwards. That is a really sick pose. Definitely gonna remember this one for photography. You can even pose it down. And even though the feet are tiny, it still shows that you can have perfect balance with these figures without having unrealistically large feet. So there it is, posed downwards in more of a attack stance. It fits well with the gyrosphere. I mean, any gyrosphere, honestly. I'd kill to have a Hammond collection gyrosphere set. Wait, never mind. The Hammond collection doesn't do vehicle sets, my bad. But it would be nice to get a redo of this, either a retool, maybe without the damage, or a completely updated version, because this guy's getting old. It's sun faded. It's got a lot of wear marks, but it looks fantastic next to the Carno. Maybe a tad bit outdated, but nonetheless very cool that we finally have an accurate Carnotaurus to go with that for scenes and photography and stuff. Now what I really want to see is a Hammond collection Spinoceratops, which should be in the works because we do have the baryonyx and a few others from the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie. and they look fantastic. Like the baryonyx next to the Carno is really nice. Can open that there. It does have its combination of these hard paints, so they're not sprayed on, they're solid lines, and the solidness actually stands out a lot. It does have that kind of lighter spray on the head, but in comparison, the harder solid colors stand out against like these nice spray on colors. They're very faded and intermixed, more natural. But you can see since they're in the same movie, it's really nice to see these two figures together. The baryonyx, of course, has painted nails versus the Carno. They didn't bother painting the nails, which is completely fine. I don't think it takes away from the figure because the nails are so small and they're not really something you're focused on too much. But yeah, the Spinoceratops is a bit small in comparison. I think the fight scene between the individuals were just like a small Carnotaurus and a large Spinoceratops, but I would kill for the Spinoceratops to be big, like what is it, the Dino Trackers Triceratops sized, or it may be a bit smaller. That new Triceratops that came out, the kind of bluish one, is a pretty decent size. So if we were to see the Spinoceratops come out in around that size scale, that would be insane, because fight scenes between the two of these in photography would look a lot more like it did in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom than having just this small guy face up against Carnotaurus like this. If we put them tail to tail for length, about there, you can see it is far longer than the Spinoceratops and taller even at the spikes on the head. So this guy definitely needs a scale update for sure if it's going to be made as a Hammond collection figure. Though since we have the Triceratops in this smaller scale, I'm not too hopeful, but fingers crossed, because they did update the Triceratops in a later lineup. So I'm still holding out for that. And of course, comparing it to the Rex figure, it is completely dwarfed. So let's put good old Rexy behind there. So there is Rexy with her knees a little bent. Oh, you guys can barely see that. So there they are. Get rid of the box real quick. There we go. Yeah, so that's like normal height, and then if we hyperextend their legs to the longest, which is kind of weird. Oh my god, that doesn't look right. Let me just do the same with Rexy real quick. Ooh, hyperextended. Blech. There we go. So there's around the height with Rexy's legs fully extended and Carno's legs fully extended. And then, yeah, versus the Sino, it is just tiny. Maybe I'll put it kind of in between there. Better view. Yeah, really small. But if we put the Carno's legs at halfway point, kind of natural bend, like that, then that is their kind of size comparison. So yeah, the Carno's a really nice medium-sized figure, and the amount of detail they fit into it, especially with the glass eyes and the sculpt detail, is insane. I love the paint job, and I love the way it looks. It originally, when I saw it in promo shots, I wasn't that big of a fan. I was pretty skeptical. I didn't really like the way it looked. Something was kind of off to me. But when I finally saw in-hand shots, it was stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Looked way better than its renders that they had for advertising and whatnot. But this figure is very much a work of art. Very beautiful, and every collector should definitely pick it up. for photography, for shelf life. It is just a spectacular figure, and I'm glad to see that the Hammond collection keeps improving with every single mold that they do. And I'm excited to see what they come out with in the future, especially if they're going to have a Spinosaurus or some other fan favorites. I know the Bull Rex was planned for that, what was it? What do they call it? Where you pool all your money in, and if you don't reach a certain backer number, it's not supported, but that obviously didn't happen, so maybe we'll see some other version of the Bull Rex in a future set, maybe even down the road a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. The colors were a bit too bold on that one to me. I don't know, something about them, just too bright. There's so much going on. I like this one, it's nice and dull. It's not too out there, not too flashy. They didn't use any solid colors. It's very sprayed on. It looks far more natural than solid colors, but I'm not saying the solid colors don't look good in comparison or next to it, but it definitely fits more in with looking like it's straight out of the movie. So yeah, no. And also the Carnotaurus looks fantastic next to the Lost World figures, and I'm actually pretty excited to shoehorn it into some photography with those, because obviously in the novel there's Carnotaurus in there, 2 of them that could camouflage, so that'll be pretty neat to kind of experiment with. I'd love to get a second Carnotaurus to do those types of photo shoots, but for now, 1 Carnotaurus is more than enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe and check out my previous videos on other unboxings, and be sure to look out for more videos like this. I do toy reviews, toy hunts, and of course everything in between. So again, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.